This is the 8 foot up and go test. It is in the agility and reaction category. The demographic is for elderly, 35 plus. It is low active level, and the subject must have an able body. The objective of this test is to test agility, balance, and the speed of the subject while moving. For equipment, you will need a chair, a cone, measuring tape, timing gates, a hand timer, and an open space. For this example in the video, we used a gymnasium. The subject should wear loose or athletic clothing. To start setting up the test, put a chair in between the 2 timing gates. Make sure there is at least 15 feet ahead of the chair, clear for safety. As well, you need to make sure that the chair is against a wall for safety. Make sure your timing gates are on and they are at the exact same height. To know that your timing gates are on, you will see the green light flashing. After, you will grab your measuring tape and from the bottom of the chair measure out 8 feet and drop the cone after the 8-foot mark. Next, you can have your subject sit in the chair. Make sure that the timing gates are right above the subject's thighs. This way, the timing gates will go as soon as the subject is standing, and the timing gates will stop as soon as they sit down. When your subject first gets into the chair, the subject will set off the timing gates. You will need to reset the timing gates before the subject begins the test. Next, have the subject put their hands on their lap. Then have the subject put both feet on the ground with one foot slightly in front of the other. Once the subject is ready, the subject will stand up, they will walk to the cone and walk around the cone and sit back down in their chair. The subject is not allowed to run. The subject is also allowed to do a practice trial before they start their final trials. If the subject uses their hands to stand up, the test will be terminated and they will have to retry. As well, if the subject uses their hands to sit down, the test will not be valid. The test administrator will record the time to the nearest 100th of a second. The subject will do this test twice, and the test admin will record both times. If one of the tests is terminated, then the test admin will run another test. However, there is no more than 3 attempts allowed. Throughout the test, if the test admin needs to clear the device, the test admin just has to hold down these 2 buttons and it will clear. Once the test administrator is ready to go, the subject may start whenever they are ready. Notice how the test administrator watches the subject very closely the entire time. If you do not have timing gates, you may also use a stopwatch. Just make sure to start the time when the subject stands up and stop the time when the subject sits down. After your subject has completed their test, make sure you write down their score to the nearest 100th of a second. Make sure you write down both of the subject's scores.